This video is a continuation of the last one, and it's a tech video. A lot of it's tech. A bunch of it too is what happened, you know, at the shop, because there was a lot of fun stuff that went on that's mixed in with it. But if you're interested in the tech stuff, this one's not going to make a lot of sense unless you watch the one before it, which I'll leave a link to that in the Dropbox, and if we're on YouTube, maybe I'll leave one of them boxes at the end that goes back to it. I don't know, but the one before it is probably to get it. Now, this is about the compensator system and the primary system, okay? And I happen to be working on my own, so I decided to film it while I was doing it, and I've been in there about 1,000,000 times. And so, and I got a deal on a bunch of extra parts that I put in there. And so I do believe that this particular primary, the compensator, I think it was carried over into the early twin cams, but compensators all work pretty much the same, at least the Harley ones do. And so even if yours is very different, later model, and you have to get into it, I think once, if you don't know how it works already, I think once you see this, you will, and you'll be able to look at your own and figure out what it's doing, because this video shows exactly how it works and what it does, what it does. I'm not sure exactly what its job is. And with that, let's roll this video.
Yo, why is my Instagram not logged in?
It's fucking cool how it works.
You're looking in a mirror, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a mirror. It goes down there.
It's actually way down there. So, what year is this machine, do you know?
53.
1953? Didn't know they had such things.
I know, it's fucking kind of genius, man. Fuck. Yeah. It's got a fucking contact.
I don't get it how this thing works.
See, look, it's pretty fucking ingenious. See where the little copper contact is? So if you line up the sights on something,
On the right contact?
on the right spot, then it's gonna make contact to the thing. But the crazy one,
Well then, how does it know?
the moving one.
That's what I was saying. How does that work?
So if you look at, like, watch, I'm gonna put it on one of the big targets. This is on. So if it's on the right.
How's it make noise?
Look right here.
Oh, it's got a thing in there that moves, it makes the noise.
Yeah, if you'll
It makes a different noise depending on if you hit it or if you miss. That's a miss. So it causes a...
1953, huh?
And if you're on the right spot, it makes contact. It goes through the wire and it goes over to the servos in the back and it just drops them every time.
Yeah, I'll bet if it breaks, there's no fixing it.
No, we've fixed a bunch of it.
Have you?
Mostly it comes down to clean the contacts. Fucking anything's fucking not working. The fucking little, the recoil is broke right now.
Ain't that something? Well, as some of you know, the inner primary goes on right here, right? And the thing I had was the inner bearing was pretty crunchy feeling, but I'll show you what really the sinker on it was. This has got a Baker transmission, and the Baker transmission has a 1-to-1 top gear. I'm not going to explain that, but it's the same as your 5th gear and a 4-speed. They all have a 1-to-1 top gear. They changed the gear ratio by giving you a bigger sprocket in the front. If you look at the new bikes compared to the old ones, you'll see the front of the primary cover is bigger. So they give you a compensator sprocket here with 4 more teeth on it. That's how they get the 6th gear to go up. I personally, if I put in a 6-speed again, I would not use that shit. It's Mickey Mouse. Here, let's take a look here. Okay, this here is a stock compensator sprocket. This here is the Baker one. You see the way it's bigger? Considerably bigger, really. Okay, so that sprocket goes on the front here. And because it's bigger, it changes the ratio because you have the chain going back to the clutch here. When I get it back together, maybe I'll film some of that. The problem is the thing, what it does is it makes the chain closer to the case on the inside because it wasn't made to hold it. So it will tink. The adjustment for the chain moves in clicks on these. And so I'll have to wait and let it tink against the inside of the primary for a while before I'm able to adjust it up. Baker makes a half click a chain adjuster for it. It goes half sizes so for this problem, but it doesn't come in the kit when you buy the gear set. In any case, the whole thing's pretty Mickey Mouse. If I was to do this again, I would leave everything in the primary stock and I would add a tooth or two to the belt pulley, which can be done. They come with a 32 tooth, they make a 31, comes with 32, they make a 33 and a 34. They also make a 31 and a 30. Now, you can go up on them some, and what you got to do is just move the back wheel forward. You don't need to change the belt, at least not on these, because I've done it. And then as I've said before, from doing it, is for every tooth you add to this, changes the top speed about 4 to 5 miles an hour. So if I'm doing 70 at 3,000 RPM, if I add one tooth, I'll be doing close around 75 at 3,000 RPM. So changing 2 teeth changes at 10 miles an hour. It's quite a bit. So if I was to put another one of these transmissions in, I wouldn't use any of that Mickey Mouse crap in here because changing your pulley isn't Mickey Mouse. And I would just maybe add 1 tooth to it. 2 if you want to, like, I mean, if you're doing 3,000 at 70 and you add 2 teeth, you're going to be doing 3,000 at 80. It's a little too low unless you got a bigger motor than I do. So I would add 1 tooth to it, not use any of this shit. Okay? And just put the Baker gear set in there. The transmission has been great. I've had it in there for probably 150,000 miles now. It hasn't had any trouble. It works fine. I'm not putting big power on it, so. But what Baker does, I got the whole kit and I put it in. What they do is they give you this other stuff for the primary, but they also change the bearing that goes on the inner primary cover, which is what this is. I'm going to show you guys that right now. Okay, now imagine this puppy is in the primary cover, which is the inner primary, which is where I got it. It's the bearing on the inside. This is the shaft coming out of the tranny, obviously. So what happens is they just give you one that slides on here like this, okay? This is pressed into the primary now, okay? You see the way the inner part of it just spins. It spins this thing here. The inner piece is supposed to stay stopped. And this is supposed to spin on the bearings. Well, see the way the whole thing spins? Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, let's look at the stock system, which is what I'm going to put back in. It comes with a sleeve that gets pressed on. See, I got to use this tool to put that on with. The bearing looks like that. This is the stock setup. Okay, and then it spins on that. You get that, right? And that's what's going back in it. Because I think it's maybe wearing on my shaft a little bit here, having this Baker system. I'm told this system is what they used on the shovel heads. I don't know, I never had a shovel head. But I'm going back. Okay, so I'm told by these guys that sometimes, where'd that thing go? This thing walks, which I haven't actually had one do that, which just means it moves. It don't stay in place. It moves in or out. This is the stock one. So what they're trying to talk me into using is this one from S&S, which has some stuff in it that makes it not move. And they're telling me they don't move, but it costs more. So what I'm going to do probably is go on their recommendation and put this one in. This piece goes on one way. I haven't done this with this before. We got this special tool. Now I know I've taken a pipe and tapped this thing on before, put something over it and tapped it on. But I'm told that you can break the trap door on the other side by banging on the shaft that direction, which is probably true. If you're gonna do that, I would do it very gently. But it just happens to be that Rick has this cool tool that goes on here, and I'm gonna try using it. Left-hand screw, right? Left-handed. All right. Now, I'm assuming that I gotta hold this with this and turn this with this, which won't be a left-handed thread. Okay, I'm told that this thing has a stop on it. And I'm told to put it down till it stops, and I can feel it. It just stopped. It's got a thing on the end that stops it. Okay, that would be it. Figure out how to get this off of here. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this guy now goes over that, spins on that, and the inner race won't turn because it's pressed on. That's the later way I guess they did it. So that's stock. So now I've got to press this into the inner primary, and there's a press over there. This I can bang into. You can just take a socket or anything that fits over it, stick it on there, and tap it with a hammer till it's in place. Yeah, I forgot to ask, what's your name?
Chico.
Chico. Well, yeah, we just did that, Chico, but I didn't get it recorded. So just, you know, so people can cheer for you. I don't know what else to say.
That's about it.
That's about it. When Chico's running 107-inch Evo at Bonneville, then I'll cheer. I've only been there twice, but it's a terrible place to camp. And it's kind of, they charge you quite a bit to get in there too, so I haven't been back.
It's a, you know, it's a good amount of money to spectate, but it's all a non-profit organization, and everybody out there is volunteering from their day job to be there. So you know how it is. Like when you if you left the shop for a week to go support me,
Yeah,
you're losing a lot of money leaving and then volunteering to support me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know.
Jay Allen goes out there every year. You know him?
I'm running on Jay Allen's record. That's his record.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so we took Jay Allen's record in the gas
I
class
just
in
saw him up in Sturgis.
2021. He's a cool dude.
I haven't seen him in a few years.
Yeah.
He's getting old. We all are.
Him and his tuner Dustin, awesome.
I don't
Good
know.
people.
Yeah, I remember Jay though. I mean, we kind of knew each other, you know.
Yeah.
Or he knew kind of, you know. He's one of the people that everybody used to know back
Right.
at the rallies. It's all changed faces. He used to be
Sure.
one of the ones that everybody knew. But
Sure.
man, he's strung out on that on Bonneville.
He, I didn't know. I knew of him when I first started racing out there, and then when we took his record, they always just said that you're running on Jay Allen's record, and I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. I don't know who Jay Allen is, you know. But after we took his record, the man came up to us and shook our hand. He said, good job, you know. I thought, well, this is a cool dude, man. I got to know more about you. So next thing you know, we're in his truck talking to his tuner Dustin and getting to know the guys and seeing what they're running. And the life is, land speed racing is a really cool family to be involved with. Everybody's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
So-
a small world all the time, right?
Sometimes, yeah. But
And
it's-
my world's pretty tiny. I just live in my race truck. Been living in it for 2 years now, officially.
you're fucking strung out, man.
I'm pretty scattered. Like I go all over the country. I meet new people. I create a network of friends and family, you know, outside of my immediate family. I grew up on a farm in Wisconsin, a small town, 400 people, still probably 400 people. And now I'm just living the best life possible. Traveling wherever I want to go, you know. Hey, Salt.
Happy Life Racing down there.
Yep, the name of the race team, the race team owner That's his race team name, Happy Life No Wife Racing.
Is this his truck? Is this his truck?
No.
It's yours.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. I want to see this bike.
It's right here.
I noticed you got like a fancy ramp and shit.
Oh yeah, one-man operation if it needs to be, right? Go ahead, help yourself in there.
Can't get in
Racing
here too
disaster
good.
right now, but
Can't get in here that good. Look at that. Them are stock rocker boxes. Huh.
S&S Super D
That big, huge carburetor.
Thunder Jets. The man built that exhaust in his shop in Cheyenne.
Ah. This is the best I can get, guys, because we're stuck in a truck. Remember some heavy cases you got down there?
The old Delcron.
Yeah, Delcron made heavy stuff.
STD heads and Axtel cylinders.
Extel, they're not around anymore, are they?
There's a cat named Dan Daffner that bought them. The old boys are not running it no more. S&S Super Stock tranny case. Standard gears.
Dude, you got a unicorn of a transmission case.
Yep.
Those are bitchin' transmissions too.
Yeah, I can't see it too much.
Watch out.
Right there.
You didn't see pictures of this one. did you?
Nitrous, I guess. Jesus.
Yeah, this one was
That's
my
it.
fault.
Do it. But a thing you want to do anytime you have this stuff apart is now you want to take, oh, I've got a new one with this, but you want to take the nut, the compensator nut, and you want to clean it out to the point of where it goes on all the way by hand, because it's not gonna, because these things get red Loctited on. That's what you got to do, and so you need to clean that stuff out. Let's take a look at the old one. That's the new one they gave me. I don't know if you guys can see it. See, it's full of crap. But this one, see, I'd have to get in there with brake cleaner and a screwdriver, a pick, and clean it all out. I've done it before. And then you've got the one for the clutch, which of course is a left-hand thread. It always is on these. So I've cleaned this one out. And as you can see here, it bites still. So I'm gonna take something like this and knock it, put it on. Be easier with both hands, right? But I'm just trying to show you. And I'm gonna keep putting it on and taking it off until it gets hand loose. I'm gonna keep working it, spraying it with brake cleaner, cleaning it out. What I have is a little screwdriver. And you need to do this because when you torque it down, you're not going to get a right reading unless they spin freely. And all that old Loctite's going to get in the way and maybe not tighten it down all the way. Now let's take a look. I've been working it and reworking it, and you should be able to put it on pretty much by hand. That's what you're looking for, okay? These things get one of these on here. I don't know if I can get in this picture, right? But the shovel head one's thinner, so make sure you get the one that's right for your bike. I'm just putting a little, whatever this stuff is, a little bit of glue on this, RTV or whatever. Putting it on, just, you don't have to, but you can. Okay. I want a little oil around this puppy here. And let's try to put this thing on here. Here's something I almost forgot. These two holes here actually go through on some bikes into the case and will leak. But it doesn't look like these do, though. A lot of guys put some RTV on there. Oil on this. Okay. Let's see if we can get this sucker on here. Come here, chair. There we go. It's there. It's all good. It's happy. It's on. Now I'm just going to start putting bolts in. Don't need to film that. Whenever you put in a stator, it's behind the rotor here, right? This piece comes off for any of you who've done it. Okay, and there's spacers behind it. And the spacers are to keep this from hitting your stator. Now I haven't replaced the stator, but I'm going to show you how to check it. You push it in and just make sure it'll rock to the side. Okay, see the way it rocks? I hope you guys can see that. Okay, to make sure there's room and it ain't hitting nothing. Rick told me you can take this off, turn it around, and put it on C behind it. It seems harder to do to me. And then you just add and subtract spacers. Now also, the chain has to be spaced when it's on here. That's done with these. See, this has got one big spacer, and then it's got a smaller one. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that, which I don't probably need to do because I'm just putting stuff back on the way it was. This spacing should be right, and it's not rocket science. You don't have to get it perfect. You're just trying to get it kind of close on this. So when it comes time, I'll show you how the book shows you, at least, is what I know. And a lot of these guys have other ways to do things than what I know. But right now, I'm going to put this stuff back on here. 2 minutes what?
On the fucking how quick it fucking takes them to fucking lift the car and pull it.
That is the car that they sell all the dope out of. Looks like they're finally getting rid of it. The interesting thing is, it's got traffic all the time. It's right underneath this police camera that does nothing. They come in and out of there all the time. It's across the street, huh?
Stupidity.
Looks like they're towing it out of there. You know what I have noticed though is whatever drug they got now, this new drug, it seems to be better than what that fentanyl is doing to people.
Yeah, it's
when I watch them on the street here, this is the neighborhood.
more active.
It's more active, yeah. That stuff, really, I couldn't believe what that stuff was doing.
They cut it with a little more speed, probably.
There's something new.
I don't know. Fucking
Man, I never seen anything like what that stuff does.
He's actually going to need to strap it up. I thought he was just going to go.
Nah, dude, he's actually snapping it too.
I can tow it just like that. Get the fuck out of the neighborhood and fucking drag it off.
Well, it's about time. Okay, first we're going to put this piece on here. This piece, you want to rock it. Make sure it doesn't rock, which you've got to really... This is the new one they gave me, but my old one doesn't rock. I mean, it takes a long time, but I've worn them out to where the splines get loose on them. Okay, that one's fine. Next thing we're going to do is try to put all this stuff on here. Okay. Which I guess you just screw with it until you finally get it to go. Okay. Alright. After that, we'll go this piece on the new compensator. Okay. Tighten it down a little bit, leave it loose. Got a new chain, a new front sprocket. Okay, you should be able to see the way this pushes out right in here. Okay. So this compensator, its job is to give it some cushion. Right? Because it will have, ultimately, this new spring on it. Okay? The spring's going to press it all together because it has these pieces in it that are shaped like a plate. And they push together and apart. They're made out of spring steel. And that's what they do. That's how this thing works. Pushes all that together. This is the old style, of course. I'm going to slop a little bit of this red Loctite in this, just so that I can fight with it next time when I have to try to get it out of there. Got my washer on there. Alright. Should go right in there like that. Okay. Got one for the clutch too. Backwards thread. Now I'm going to use one of these that he's got here, and it goes like you can stick it in here, right? And then you just turn it until it jams up the chain and stops it. Okay, now I believe, I'm told this thing calls for 150 pounds of torque now, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now this thing, oops, this piece, which I don't know how the hell this is supposed to go, is a piece made for this, but you can do it by jamming rags in there, a piece of wood, anything softer. I've used both. I usually use rags because they're easier to get. Okay, now this thing calls for like 150 pounds. I think the original book was 90 pounds, if I remember correctly. And then they took it up to like 120. Now they're up to like 150. Bottom line is we're doing parking lot repairs here. I want things to be able to come apart in the parking lot. So I put this at 100 pounds. It just needs to be tight enough so it doesn't come off, so that I can get it apart next time when I'm in a parking lot with that funky breaker bar that I have in here. And I don't want everything too tight, and it only needs to be tight enough to not come apart. Now I'm hearing from Rick that the torque on this nut is like 90 pounds, but I'm probably going to do something more like 60. And these things are not critical, at least on these, because I'll tell you what, more often than not, I'm putting them together without a torque wrench. So I'm just using a bar and going by feel. And I've had this one come loose twice in my life, which ain't much. And all it does is get to rattling. You got to pull the cover off, tighten it up again. It doesn't cause any catastrophic damage. So I've never had the one on the clutch come loose before, though. So I'm just going to torque this one probably 60, 65 pounds, something like that, and see if it comes off. Well, I was kind of hoping to not make a part 3 to this, that it would all fit in these 2 videos, but it didn't, so there's going to be another upcoming part. Now, a lot of the guys in the comments on the last video asked me, how do you know when your compensator is going out? So I'm going to include that bit in the next video, and that should be out by like next Saturday or whatever. So hopefully I can get it out by then, and I hope to see you there. And with that, well, I left you guys some links down in the Dropbox. I hope y'all take a look at, and I will see you on the next video.